Hello, I am Macintosh.
Welcome to the world of 1984 home video.
Going back to where we were founded in 1984, the late 70s, the Cuyahoga River catches on fire. The land is ravished by environmental hazards. We had the Love Canal. The Clean Water Act came in 72, and then the EPA was formed. And so these group of entrepreneurs got together and said, why do we have engineering firm here, a landscape firm over here, a survey firm over here? What if we combine all those talents? And that was the formation of Environmental Design Group. So we've carried that forth for 40 years.
We're looking to the next 5 to 10 years. What are those things that are going to impact our lives, our communities where we live, and what are those things that we can start preparing our clients for, preparing ourselves for, so that we're anticipating the changes that are coming.
I think us continuing to look to the future helps us continue to grow and to help us be able to think ahead of those and be proactive instead of reactive.
We are forward thinking. We are ahead of the curve in most areas in regards to research of what's coming down the pipe before change actually happens. So I think that helps us in relationship with our clients' needs before they even know that they need them.
Sometimes if you wait until you're forced to do things, you wind up doing things that you don't want to do and can't control. So it's always better to get out in front of it, learning about what's coming down the pipe, how do we anticipate it, how do we help our clients with this information.
We really want to be side by side with our clients. How do we look ahead, and how can we be more proactive where we can impact communities?
They've adapted to what needs to happen. In Fairlawn, we're very progressive, so we just align with that idea of always trying to stay on the forefront.
We work with Environmental Design Group because they bring us the sort of forward-thinking, best approaches to managing our campus and how we adapt to a sustainable world.
We have all of the challenges of sustainability and climate change, and all of those pieces that all come together with us being forward thinking. And so on our site, we wanted our site to be built out as a demonstration location for sustainability and environmental procedures that could be mimicked by the community based on their visit here at the zoo.
We were being fined $866,000 from the EPA. And now it is a 2-acre wetland that used to be our lagoon, but then that allowed us to get the funding we needed to build our new wastewater treatment plant. It's the first big project that I worked with Dwayne Grohl on we started in 2000, the first year that I was mayor of Marshallville.
The wastewater treatment plant was failing. It was dumping pollutants into the river. And my coolest memory of that is once the treatment plant was built, the operator, I was down there one day, he goes, "Come here, I gotta show you this." So he goes in the stream, takes a picture, comes back, goes, "Look at this." It's like, "What am I looking at?" He goes, "There's fish in the stream." And he goes, "We never had fish in the stream before."
When we look at the Perkins Park on the Akron campus, we see, especially during the nice days in the spring and summer and fall, our patients and families going outside as part of their therapy and healing process here on the Akron campus. From our perspective, when you think about wellness and healing, the exterior, the natural light, the landscape design, all helps to improve outcomes in patient care. So we work with EDG to ensure that all of our spaces are designed through the eyes of a child.
EDG has their fingerprints all over this zoo. Our zoo gardens here at the Akron Zoo actually brought in native plantings, a wide variety of them, created a space where people could actually stop and think and connect with the idea of protecting pollinators and do so in a beautiful environment.
When you add something like a bike trail, that's something that's a feature of the community that will have a lasting impact. And the significance of trail in our community is getting people to go somewhere and leave the car at home. And so it's a more active type of lifestyle is what that really promotes.
A little pocket park on a corner in an underserved area helps. That starts the process sometimes in communities of engagement and ownership, and people taking care of that, and then it can grow.
So we were fortunate enough that we had this space on our land that we looked at and said, hey, could we put a park right here, like a pocket park in the neighborhood? Because it's not just our little park, it's literally everybody is doing this because there's every neighborhood or every community needs green space. Children need green space. They need a place to go out and run and be in a park. Seniors want to have a place to sit. Where is it that they can have a decent area to go?
We talk about disruptors a lot and how our world would change with that disruptor of the connected autonomous vehicles, how the streets would adapt, how the streets would be more for people and working together with all modes of transportation.
When we go into communities, like, what's the thing you haven't been able to accomplish that no one else has been? You've tried it a couple times. Give us that. It's that thing you can't get done, or you've been struggling with it for 20 years.
What EDG does is they have all the pieces to help a community go from concept to completion. And that's important.
We needed 300 feet of water line that we couldn't find funding for. So we used the creativity that EDG brings to the table and made a Green Street demonstration project. We have permeable sidewalks, so the storm water goes through there and goes through a bioretention and biofiltration into the storm sewer before it goes out and is released into the environment.
So we ended up getting the water line replaced while we did the pilot project for the bioretention. And there was 3 funding sources, so the village paid $0 from design to construction.
EDG is really one of our best partners across the last several decades. And also within the community, EDG is one of the key players actually advancing the entire idea of sustainable development. And both of us care about this community. And ultimately, when you partner with somebody, it's that caring and that compassion that makes the difference, because together, the entire community rises.
They've developed this culture here that's really focused on people, starting with their own staff and with all their clients. And they share that desire to look in these communities at what could be in the future. And I think really that's what sets EDG apart.
You feel like a big family, to be honest with you, and I love that. That kind of culture is what makes me say every time, this is the best job I've ever had. And I mean that sincerely, because I feel seen, I feel heard, I feel valued and appreciated.
They listen to what we have to say, they ask what we have to say, they're looking at emerging markets. I think it's very intentional leadership.
So we try to break down the silos, and I think very successfully. You've got all these different talents and experiences all in one building that you can easily pull from, and that's one of the unique things here is we do work across many aisles, across many departments.
We've really worked hard over the past 5 or 10 years to really cross those lines and become more collaborative. And I think that only benefits our clients in the end, because now they're getting the expertise of several different groups on their project.
I treat all the projects as if they were mine. Like, this is my sewer, this is my water line. This is how I would do it if it were my system.
With clients, I think a lot of the work that we do, we act as though we are the clients. We spend the money like it's our money. We're joint problem solving together.
It goes beyond just the work. It's forming deeper relationships and bonds and actually getting to know your people inside and outside of work, professionally and personally.
We could call any engineering firm and say we have a problem. We've stuck with EDG with that idea that we are partners that are trying to help us solve problems.
When we form a partnership, It's more than the contractual piece of paper that we sign for a fee. It is personal. You're not only a trusted advisor, you're a trusted partner, and those relationships just then start to span decades. And Marshallville is an example of that.
Not only are we clients of EDG, but we're friends with them, and they're almost like our own employees, and we feel like sometimes we're employees of them. So
we started with 30 people, just crested 100. So it's all those things, one relationship at a time, building those trusted partnerships, hiring the best of the best.
Our employees are so passionate about what they do, and the clients can see that. We build our business, we always say we build our business one relationship at a time, and that's really how we've done it all these years.